Lunch and learns are going to be a great way to dive into some tech, some funnels, some ways that we can utilize automations and build our business a little bit more structured, focused on sales and conversion. Okay. And sorry, I'm like Ty Lopez over here doing multi-streaming at the same time. So give me a second. There we go. To me, if I'm going to have a business, and this is not just me, I think a lot of business owners share this point of view, right? Owning a business means that your biggest goal is to generate revenue with that business. It might seem a little superficial, but let's dive into it like one layer. If you're generating revenue, doing something that you love, that's going to help others, then everyone is winning. Because since luckily, my clients and myself are focused on the wellness industry, wellness professionals, clinical professionals who are like integrative medicine, life coaches, health coaches, yoga teachers, then isn't it in our best interest to get clients? Because we know that on the other side of our work is a success story, whether it was an awareness, a transformation, a health goal, less inflammation, more self-care, like we're all winning. Okay. So when we are looking to build our business online, okay, we look at revenue generating activities like conversion events. Okay. And that word, that vernacular might seem really weird. It was to me in the beginning, but let's call it a masterclass. Let's call it a webinar. Let's call it an info session. And this info session funnel or this webinar funnel is step one. The main thing that you want to focus on when we're looking at webinars is that we want to, whether it's free, and we're going to do this one free, Lunch and Learn number 2 is going to be the paid workshop strategy, but free webinars, there's a couple of benefits. Benefit 1, you are growing your list, and not only growing your list, but growing your list with people who are interested in the subject matter that you're talking about. And this is a little different than your typical like freebie download. And the reason being is that the webinar is an opportunity for people to see how you teach and coach and share case studies versus like a downloadable PDF. I mean, yes, I love downloading free PDFs. I love downloading that kind of stuff. But for example, even if it's a pre-recorded masterclass / webinar, it's still giving people more depth, more breadth, and breadth, right? And it's also giving you the data that person has invested time with you. And time, my friends, is your most valuable asset. $10, $27, right? That's like 3 or 4 Starbucks. So think about it. And maybe it's like 1 smoothie in Miami at this rate. When somebody sits with you through a webinar for 45 minutes, 90 minutes, like my webinars are usually about 75 minutes, that they are interested. So it's very different than a downloadable PDF because you actually, you kind of know if they, especially with my software, you can like track how much people went through, if they like even opened the thing. But for the most part, once somebody downloads a PDF and they never look at it, or maybe it's a free guide, you're kind of running blind and you're hoping that they got enough value of it and that then they're following you on social media. But a webinar, guess what happens? They are invested. They are sitting there learning from you. And I'm very proud to say that my webinars, I have, let's say out of the 20 people that registered, let's say 10 people show up live, because I have about a 40 to 50% show up rate, I have almost 100% watch rate. Meaning that the information that I'm giving, even though it's free, people are watching, listening, and learning. And that to me is priceless, because I know that person, whether they buy in that webinar or they buy in the next one, or they buy because they saw an email or something from me, this is huge data. And you also start learning of what topics people are interested in. Are they interested in the gut detoxification, or they're interested in the detoxifying home from toxic products, or they're interested in weight loss, or they're interested in professional development, like maybe if you're a yoga teacher and you're looking at teaching more advanced philosophy, and within that, are they interested in chakras, or are they interested in alignment? Are they interested in sound healing, or are they interested in adjustments? So you are getting data, they're getting knowledge, you're building trust. So webinars are actually fabulous. Okay, fabulous. And I've built most of my business with webinars. I teach webinars for other professional organizations. I teach webinars for other coaches who give certifications, for myself. So I'm going to say I'm a webinar ninja at this rate, and I will continue to be so. And it's helped me generate thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. So I'm going to walk you through a webinar funnel that we use in my software called Arise. And if you guys are interested in Arise, I'm going to drop the arise.io. It has 2 eyes. Okay, I just pinned it inside our live here in Instagram, and on Facebook. I'll share that with you guys in a moment. So here's the Arise software. So for those of you who are on Instagram, I'm sharing my screen. And for those of you on Zoom and on Facebook, you can see my screen as well. So if you go here, something really powerful that, first of all, I've created all these funnels for you, right? All of them. So this is a great place to start, okay? I'm actually going to share with you a challenge, because I actually love multi-day webinars. So when you look at a webinar, it could be a single day, or it could be a multi-day, right? Where you just go into different topics. So we're going to go into a challenge / multi-day webinar page. So there's going to be 3 pieces of a funnel. There's the challenge or webinar registration. This is what people are going to see right up front, right? So this is going to be your title. And this right here, my friends, right here is the most important part of your work. Your title, your hook, however you call it, but it has to be something that is going to grab attention. Okay? Grab attention. This is the most important. And then the tagline, right? So let's say your challenge title is stop the toxic, how to stop toxic relationships. The simple method, or my 5 secrets to add positive relationships in your marriage, for better sex, better communication, and longevity. All right, it's pretty good. Actually, if I say so myself, I'm like, ooh, sign me up. Okay. You can put your logo there. Free live challenge, free live webinar presented by Ariane, relationship expert, to the stars. And then I would change my picture right there. Okay. By the end of this challenge, by the end of this webinar, you'll have the most efficient tools and techniques to create thriving relationships with your partner. Okay. So now we're talking about a very niche, very specific demographic. So we're talking to people in relationships that maybe are not happy in relationships, right? Not single people, not people that want to be in a relationship. We're really going into a vertical here, okay? And again, kind of we can reiterate or add to the thing that we said. Here's 3 ways this event will upgrade your life. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So think whenever we are leading webinars or free sessions, even paid sessions, it's all about the benefits. Nothing else. It's all about the benefits. Okay. So I'm ready to elevate my energy. This is going to help, not help. This is going to open up the form. This right here, this form that I'm putting here, this is what grows your email list with people who are interested in the thing that you are talking about. Like those of you who are on my Lunch and Learn right now, you're interested in webinars. Those of you who sign up for the next one, you're going to be interested in workshop. Maybe those of you who are who sign up for the automations one. So I can start understanding who is interested in what subject, right? This is me testing and getting data. So this is what you're doing as well, right? We talked about that earlier. So this is how we grow our list. And this is what starts triggering the minute you say yes, right? Here's a little scenario here about you. Wonderful. So what happens after that? We go to the thank you page. And this thank you page is critical. Critical. Because what's happening is that in this thank you page, first of all, what's the purpose of a funnel, right? Why would I send people to a landing page versus a full-on website that has this information? Because you could build this on your website. Your website's going to have exits, meaning let's go to, let's say my client Suzette, right? I was just on a call with her. Suzette's amazing. So let's say that we put a page called webinar here. What can happen? Instead of them registering, they're going to be like, oh, let me check out her podcast, or like, oh, let me read about her, right? Versus here on this, there's nowhere else to go. The only way out is through registration. Okay. Then on the thank you page, we can party all day long. We can say, download the workbook. We could say, check out my Instagram. We could say, book a call. We can say, be part of my community. This is where we get to party and send them everywhere we want to go. Download the podcast, look at my YouTube channel, you know, come to my house and have a tea with me, whatever. Okay. So these 2 pages are key in the process. And then you can have your, you know, watch pages. So after, think about this. Think about the behavior of somebody. There's so many webinars and challenges and things out there now that most people don't show up live. I mean, I don't show up live for anything unless it's like, you know, face-to-face, unless it's coaching. Like I don't show up to anything. I'll register. Like I'm really interested in learning about paid media. And so I've been registering for some webinars. I'm not going to watch any of them live. I don't have time. I'm going to watch them on my own time. And on my own time, I will then decide who is the person I want to learn from and give them money. Maybe not, right? Or maybe not give them money. So this is the cool thing, right? Is that you're getting people who are interested, but then you're sending them the replay. Now, why would I send them the replay to a YouTube versus creating a nice page, right, on your funnel software? Because then I can say, hey, book your call. You're interested in what I do, book your call. And then they're going to obviously go to the call, right? This is just a sample funnel. But you see what I mean? Like there's such an opportunity to take control of what happens. Now, here's the prettier part, because here, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. So a lot of you might be saying, well, Ari, can I just send them to like a Zoom registration page where it's so simple, or like an Eventbrite? You can. But why wouldn't you want to maximize your potential to convert a lead? Like Eventbrite, they can first of all say, nope, I don't want to be emailed anymore. Like I I've been using Eventbrite for years and years. I use another ticketing software, right? I own the Yoga Expo, co-own the Yoga Expo, and we have thousands of people register through these sites. So let's say that 1,000 people bought tickets for my Yoga Expo. Let's say 30% of them say, nope, I don't want to be emailed. I don't want you to contact me anymore. I've now lost 300 people that I can sell things to or give value, support, however you want to look at it. Don't be afraid of the word sell. I've now like lost that opportunity because they say, nope. But here, if I do it on my own software, guess what? I own these emails. They are part of my list unless they decide to leave. So why would you not implement your own strategies? So what happens is that the minute that somebody registers, I then have a challenge workflow or like a webinar workflow where everything's automated. And I can add a tag that says, hey, they're interested. Like I could put a date, the webinar title. So now I can follow up. And then I create reminders. Let's say the webinar is September 20th. Boom. I say, thanks for signing up. Here's a text message, right? Here's a text message to say, thanks for signing up. Then, oh, cool. 24 hours before, 24-hour email, 1 hour, 10 minutes, SMS. And then I'm going to start sending them, right? Day 2, again, this is a multi-step funnel. So I can then say like day 2, day 3, day 4, et cetera, et cetera. But even if it's just a single session, not only that, here's the best part, is that I can say, you know what? Also, this person who was really interested in this webinar of mine, I'm going to add them to my pipeline of sales. I'm going to add them to the people that joined the workshop. And then I can even create a new one and call it, right, like sales pipeline and say registered for webinar. I can then say showed up to webinar. I can then say booked a call. I can also say purchased. Okay, so now I'm creating a sales pipeline where I can track all of this action and I could also automate it. So in this automation, right? And here's the thing. If you're now looking at me being like, Ari, why are there so many steps? This is set it and forget it. I do this once. I don't have to create pipelines every time. All I have to do is say, all right, challenge, September challenge, relationships. And then I can just duplicate this when I'm ready, right? Whereas a duplicate and call it November challenge or November webinar, sacred femininity. And everything's already done for you. So it's a great opportunity to think of your business as supporting you on the back end. Yeah, it might take you 20, 30 minutes to write an automation. It might take you an hour or less because I've pretty much given you everything to update the funnel. But now all you have to do is promote, 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 promote. How cool is that, right? We take all the extra fluff, heaviness out because it's already been done for you, at least with my software, with Arise. And the fun thing is that once you learn this skill set, you can apply it to a paid workshop, you can apply it to a lunch and learn. You can start adding your like magic sauce to fit your need, to fit your marketing strategy, to sell what you want to sell. Right? We go a lot deeper into this inside my, obviously, any of my coaching, giving you that tech support. But also what Arise does is that it does give you a community. I'm live twice a week doing office hours where I can walk you through a lot of this tech Because if tech is a headache for you, like with my client Suzette that I just showed you, I went into her website, added all her new freebies, connected them to an automation. We're ready to go because she's going to be doing some paid media as well as she's writing for like a couple newspapers, a few blogs. So we're trying to maximize the way we capture everything that we do. So if you are looking to expand the way you work online and have systems that work for you and with you, plus have a mentor in the process, please obviously reach out to me, check out Arise. I always have to say Arise with 2 eyes, Ari and Rise. So we combined into a happy brand. And one thing that I'll say is that if you are wondering, I'm starting my online business, or you know, you could be a professional for 20 years and you've decided to move online, webinars are probably one of the best ways to get started. And you know, if I had full control of your business, I would say start with webinars, run some like $30-$40 worth of ads to get people registered onto this webinar. So we're not dependent on social media algorithms. We're going straight, create some content and commercials for yourself and get as many people to join your webinar. Now, delivering the webinar is a different story. Why? Because there's some strategy around the webinar. But even if you show up and teach, and in that teaching, you present the opportunity for people to work with you so that they can go right into depth with the solution to their problem, because the webinar is basically saying like, hey, I know you have this problem. Let me help you by giving you my framework of how I usually solve this problem for other people. And now if you really want me to support you, whether it's through one-on-one coaching, whether it's through this online course that I've put together, then this is how you can get it. Right now, that's like more of the pitch, strategic sales aspect of webinars. Today, I'm covering the tech side of things. So thank you everybody for coming to our Lunch and Learn series. This is session 1 of 3, and we'll be doing this every month with different topics. The next one, we're going to go into some paid workshops, and number 3 will be all about like automating your business for sales. So I can't wait to see you again. And if you have any questions, obviously, please reach out to me. You can send me a DM on Instagram. You can comment on the video below, or just simply sign up for a 2-week free trial of Arise. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.